Now to the wild and untamed. We're talking about the American wolf. Packs of them here in North America long before we were, then nearly went extinct by the 1920s until they were reintroduced back into the 90s. We want to introduce you to Nate Blakeslee, who is the author of American Wolf, a very controversial animal to begin with. And this book reads like much differently than your nature book would be.
Yeah, I read a lot of wolf books getting ready for this. I never read one that read like a novel with wolves sort of as the main character. The only way I was able to do that is because 06 was so famous and her life was so thoroughly documented.
Now, who is 06?
She is the Yellowstone wolf that the book is about. She was by far the most famous wolf in Yellowstone. Wolf watching is a very popular pastime in Yellowstone, and every now and then one wolf will sort of get the watcher's attention.
Okay. Now, she was someone that we obviously tracked for some time, and her death, too, kind of was the rage in the moment.
Yeah. At the same time, she was sort of coming into her own in the park. The book also tells the story about this political fight over wolves, because as you say, they were very controversial. The question became, were they sufficiently reestablished to begin hunting them again? Who could have foreseen during that first legal wolf hunting season in Wyoming, the most famous animal in the park would be shot? And
of course, you have the mass killings, and then you were against that part, right? I mean, we're talking more like trappers. That's kind of the two different sides to this.
Right. Well, you've got people who feel like they should be hunted to boost elk population in the areas around the park. And then you've got ranchers who were opposed to reintroduction to begin with because they were worried about losing stock. And so wolves are killed to protect livestock as well.
So she ventures off and gets killed by a man who doesn't even know who she is, how big of a deal she is.
That's right. They're protected. The wolves are protected in the park, of course, but all the packs range outside of the park from time to time. During that first legal hunting season, she was unlucky enough to go east of the park, ran across this hunter, who, as you say, did not realize that he had the most famous animal in the world in his sights, and then only a day later found out about it, and all of a sudden it was in the New York Times, the news was around the world. So for him, it was a very surreal experience.
Well, you got to talk to that man, and that is chronicled in this book, right?
I did. His perspective is in here as well. It's important to me to get sort of both sides of the story. Yeah.
Well, Nate is going to be reading from the American Wolf tonight at 7 o'clock at the Downtown Public Library. It's free to attend, but you will need those tickets. You can get them at lfpl.org or by calling that number on your screen, 574-1611. Nate, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
We hope it's a success tonight. We know it'll be.
Thank you.